It's been 16 years, almost.
Haven't forgiven? I'm gonna go for the X route, because they fucked me up, and they are not forgiven.
Who's the one person I haven't forgiven and why? Honestly, myself.
Someone who, just hurt people that I love and that I'm very close to, and I don't know if they completely understand what their actions have caused, not only myself but the people that they've hurt. And it's been happening for a long time, and all that I want is for them to get the help that they need.
There were some girls that I used to be friends with that I went to the hospital, and as soon as I got out of the hospital, they ghosted me, and then they never talked to me ever again, and I still haven't forgiven them for that, because that's a very awful thing to do.
Oh goodness, that is a tough one. I haven't forgiven my 3rd grade art teacher who told me that I wasn't good at drawing hands. That's the reason I gave up on drawing as a whole, and I'm only recently starting to get back in touch with that.
Oh my gosh. I have not forgiven, I've not forgiven my father, and I don't think I ever will. And he can suck my butt.
Jeez. I try to live a life of forgiveness. I don't really hold grudges. I'd say the only person is Logan Patterson, freshman year, came up to me and popped a bubble on my backpack with the mechanical pencil that I gave him. And that's just backstabbery 101, so I was not a fan of that.
Did you ever forgive that person?
Oh, shit. I mean, I really like that backpack.
So you wouldn't forgive them?
No, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
So if they're watching this right now, what do
Logan?
you have to say to them? Yes.
Logan, if you're watching this, not cool, dude, but you are forgiven.
Oh my god. Well, so I knew this Scorpio back home, and he was just like so we worked background on a Netflix show, and like there was a whole thing with like legal, and like he was just a total bitch about that, and like he never apologized for like being a total bitch about that. And honestly, though I moved on in my life and I'm able to thrive on my own terms, I still really haven't forgiven him for that. Never trust a Scorpio.
I'm a very forgiving person, so I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head. And that should be more reason why I had to have somebody to think of, and I don't think there's anyone I haven't forgiven.
I think it would have been my elementary school best friend at the time. We were really, really close, and I trusted her with a lot of things, and I talked to her about everything. And when I was 6, my mom had cancer, and she would still bring me to school because she tried to make everything as normal seeming as possible. But I remember the girls said, "Oh my God, are you gonna end up bald and ugly just like your mom one day?" And that like really hurt. And I think that sometimes I like to think that I forgave her, but I have never forgotten that, and I've never gone out of my way to talk to her again. So I would say that I haven't actually forgiven her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough question. I would probably say my ex-best friend, just because she wasn't the best to me towards the end. Yeah, I guess. Oh my god. Who's the one person I haven't forgiven? When I was in like from like 1st grade to 3rd grade, there was this girl. She was, I thought she was my best friend, but now looking back on it, she was a dirty snake and a pathological liar. And so, no, I do not forgive her.
Would you ever forgive her?
No. No. That child was disturbed.
Who is the one person you haven't forgiven and why?
Oh gosh. I have not forgiven my 4th grade friend for she basically gave me an ultimatum that I either have to be best friends with her and then drop all my other friends, or we can't be friends anymore. And that was very jarring for 4th grade Madeline. I had a whole crisis. So I think my life would have been better without that.
Oh gosh. I don't think anyone's ever wronged me. I don't really think I get mad enough at people for me to need to forgive them. I don't think anyone's ever done anything that warrants forgiveness to me.
Would you ever forgive them?
Maybe. We have not talked it out, like legitimately. I have not talked to her since 4th grade, even though we went to high school together and like had classes and stuff. We just like never talked to each other again after that.
If that person is watching this, if this is them, what do you want to say to them?
I think we're cool. Would love some closure on it, but yeah.
Are you usually a forgiving person?
I think so, yeah. I'm usually forgiving.
So this was just a situation where you couldn't bring yourself to forgive them?
Yeah.
Do you think it would take you a long time for you to forgive her?
It's been 16 years almost. Actually, it's been like 12 years, but it's been a long time. But I don't know, I've thought about contacting her and like talking to her again and being like, hey, and I've seen her in the store and stuff, and like I know certain things going on with her. Not that that sounds weird, but like she and I just have mutual friends, but I just don't know that I could ever like fully forgive, because I would never forget, and I would still always like feel hurt by that statement and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Genuinely a little bit, yes. It was a hobby that I was starting to only very recently explore, and to be shut out of it so quickly was a little jarring for sure. I think that drawing is a very childlike activity, and it's something that I innately believed I wasn't good at. So perhaps.
Would you ever forgive them?
I would. If you're watching this, Miss Petrick, I do forgive you.
I was just having a bad week. But I'm good now.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Would you ever forgive them?
Probably not. It's been, I've had to move on with my life, and they've moved on with theirs, so I can respect their existence, but I don't think I could ever be friends with them again.
Because I've done a lot of things that I regret. I've done not great things to people in general. I find that I can be impulsive in what I say and kind of go after what I need, or not what I need necessarily, but what I want, and that can get in the way of friendships, my mental health, sometimes family. So I am working on loving myself, but honestly, it is going pretty well. I've learned to kind of, stop repeating those behaviors, and it's gone great for me. But yeah, I would say that I tend to give people more chances than most, only because I understand how hard it is to, for lack of a better word, be good all the time, because it is a kind of hard concept, especially if you are going through things that tend to make you more angry or more depressed, that can cause you to lash out at people.
No sorries were put in place though, so I guess there's no way to be forgiven anyway. So yeah.
So your ex didn't say sorry?
No.
They didn't apologize?
No.
Nothing?
Definitely not.
So they did something horrible to you?
Horrible.
You don't want to forgive them?
No.
May I ask why?
Because I don't think they deserve to be forgiven if they're not going to acknowledge that that they did something wrong. Yeah.